Can I just say,
Yeah.
with Turner and Hooch, like Splash. Splash, I remember Daryl Hannah. Turner and Hooch, I remember the dog.
Yeah, the slobber. When he shakes his head, and they do it in slow-mo.
Fucking gross.
Not happy, Dad!
Wax on, wax off.
Cigarettes.
Excellent.
Hello.
Hello.
Welcome, Midlifers. We're your hosts, Fons.
And Mez.
And this is your weekly podcast where it's not self-help, but more help yourself to a smorgasbord of nostalgia, laughter, and a deep dive into the past.
Welcome, Midlifers, to today's show.
Woohoo!
We have a midlifer moment to begin with, the cloak of invisibility, if I can say that word, which we'll get into. And we've also got a deep dive onto the wonderful actor that we've actually grown up with, Tom Hanks.
So let's dive in.
Yeehaw! But first, let's chat. Once we've had feedback when we had a Who Did It Better battle. Don't Tell Mum the Babysitter's Dead versus Adventures in Babysitting. That's the one. So Chelsea from Chelsea KA on Facebook said, what I love about Don't Tell Mum the Babysitter's Dead now is that it was obviously part of my queer awakening that took way too long to listen to. I did ask, was it Christina Applegate? And she replied with 100%. Now, I did mention that Christina Applegate in this movie is just beautiful.
Very natural in it as well.
Yes, I really appreciate her hair.
And they did something with her eyes, I noticed as well. Like, they look so greeny, hazily.
They did.
Really pretty.
Yeah, so I could get why. Yeah, it's the equivalent of my Lost Boys and the saxophone guy on the beach being my realization that I was straight.
Jean-Claude Van Damme dancing in the bar.
So everyone's got that movie from when they're a child going, hello. And that was Chelsea's.
Speaking of childhood, Mez, Big W and Kmart have released the 40th anniversary edition of the Babysitters Club. Number 1, Christie's Great Idea.
For those of you who can't see, it is a hardback gold plated.
Trimmed. But even the pages are trimmed gold. Like, it is.
That is cool. And that deserves such a, goldness. Because 40 years later, that it's still kicking goals. And
do you know how much it cost me?
How much?
$10.
Oh,
$10 for this gold-plated book. So if
That's
you're a big fan of the Babysitters Club, if you sold them at a garage sale and want to keep up the reading and tradition.
Rachel Johns.
I messaged Rachel Johns actually after purchasing it. She's like, she already had one. And she's put her name down for the next book. There's a wait list for number 2.
Oh, are they going to do each one?
They must, unless they do the top 10. I don't know, but there you go.
If they do, that'd be great to have them all that sort of metallic coloured lining up on your bookshelf.
Yes.
Look at my Babysitter's
I wonder
Club
because,
collection.
I remember the number 1, the first book, Christie's Great Idea. It's yellow. It was a yellow book. And I wonder if next one, if it's pink, if it'll be metallic pink.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
I would love that.
Me too.
Who's the publisher? It's Scholastic. To the people of Scholastic, can you please make the foil colour like linking back to the old?
Yes. I reckon they would. I like it. On to, what are you laughing about?
I was like, we were both like, yeah.
Funds. In my house, my teenage son has entered the era of the grunt.
Ooh.
And I had 2 older brothers, so I specifically remember the middle brother. He mumbled a lot and grunted because his voice dropped low. And I spent my teenagehood having to try to decipher what the F he was saying. And started again in my house. I'm like, oh, God, here we go again. It's more when he's stroppy. When he's not, he doesn't mumble. But when he's stroppy, I ask him, do you want this for dinner? And I have no idea what he's saying. So I'll ask him again. He'll answer, Is a yes or a no? I don't know. And then I ask him again, and then he gets annoyed. And then I get annoyed at him for getting annoyed at me because I just want an answer. Right?
Sometimes my husband mumbles, and I call him Mumble Stillskin. I go, Mumble Stillskin, what do you say?
Oh, I feel like if I said that to my son, yeah, no, I shan't.
Because, in Rumpelstiltskin, the person had to guess the name to Rumpelstiltskin. What was the name of the baby? And maybe you can guess, you've got 3 guesses. What's your son trying to say?
But I don't know. So I'll just carry on with my day. And sometimes because my husband, I'm a part deaf. My husband's more deaf than I am.
Mm.
And
Oh.
so when he mumble talks to my husband has seriously no idea. And then he really wants to know about his day. But then my son will give up. It's like, oh, don't worry about it. I'm like, yes, we'll worry about it. We want to know. Just open your mouth. But this is coinciding with him growing and talk about. So he's just turned 13. I think he's just under 180 centimeters. His foot size is size 11 men's. And he's telling me his school shoes are not fitting. I'm like, sorry, it's middle of the year. I don't know where to
Where do you get shoes from?
I don't know. It would go through milk like no tomorrow. I think because I buy the 3-liter milks from Coles or Woolies or whatever. I think at the moment it's about 7 of them a week. It's all because of him.
Hang on.
Yes.
Isn't one of those big milks like $7? 7 times 7, you're spending like $49 on milk.
Look at cow, man.
Please buy a cow.
I should.
Go straight from the udder.
So we're dealing with that and like just the cost of everything. And he's just growing, which is part and parcel of it, but it's the mumble that gets me because after having that with my brother, I realized that anytime people don't talk clearly, I think I would have sort of PTSD and it always built up rage. I'm like, just freaking talk. I just want to know what you're saying. So I get really frustrated. Yeah. So if your husband did mumble stiltskin to me, I'll tell him where to go.
Oh, he'd repeat. He'd repeat himself. He doesn't say, well, have a guess. But I think partly I'm a bit deaf as well.
It doesn't help. Fun and games at the mumble households.
Do you know what happened to me?
What?
On my travels, I've written this down, miss. I'll never forget it. When you travel to Europe, things are uphill. And sometimes you have to walk uphill. And I had to walk up this big hill on my own. And it was like 6 a.m. So the shopkeepers were starting to open up their shops. And I was losing puff. I was like, I don't know if I can make it up this hill. But I had to be cool. I don't want to show the shopkeepers that I'm fit. So I pretended to pat a pussycat on the side of the road. Now, I'm highly allergic to cats. I'm just like breaking out in hives. I'm like, I'm trying to pat this cat and trying to get my breath so I can finish climbing up this hill. And it's like the things that we do to show people that when we go on a walk, we're still all right. But even, I used to do running. I used to train, 0 to 5K.
Yeah.
And when you go past someone walking, you're like trying to repress my breath. Trying to just restrain, put it through a colander. Restrain that breathing. And so, I had to fight my allergies and pat a cat.
Was it a stray cat as well?
Oh, no, I don't think it was. I don't know because they have cats everywhere in Europe, don't they? So it was just remember it being fluffy. I'm like, bloody hell, fluff. The fluffier the cat, the more my allergies.
Yeah.
Like I get an allergy from this microphone. It's a fluffy cat. So yeah, have you ever faked your fitness? Please let us know.
Midlife moment
For you and for me.
and for all of us, perhaps. We're talking about the cloak of invisibility, if I can say that word. Feeling invisible at this age, midlife and beyond, in your 40s and beyond. When I broached this subject with you, Fons, you said, well, is it? Is it really like that?
Yeah, does it have to be like that? Can we challenge it?
Yes. So let's discuss.
Well, I'm sorry I keep bringing up my European trip, but I've got a history there. In the past, whenever I've gone to Italy, I have turned heads in traffic, turned heads on the street. This recent trip, nothing. Oh, no, hang on. There was a pharmacist.
There's one pharmacist.
One pharmacist. I'm like, oh, thank God. I went to buy Band-Aids for my son and he gave me a wink. Oh, I'm like, oh, hello. Oh, but there was once. Whereas opposed to my other trips to Italy, it was like the bus drivers, the people on the roads, the people walking past. Oh, nothing now.
Well, I do feel like that, yes, because there are different ways. I'm going to talk about the different areas where I feel it and where I don't necessarily feel it. So with men, yes, definitely a big change. Like even occasionally, like when I went to a trip to Brisbane recently with my hubby, going to the bar, like my husband was somewhere else. So I'm on my own and, probably 10 years ago, the guys milling around might start having a little conversation, nothing. And if I have a younger woman next to me, they'll get served first, that type of thing. That I don't mind. I'm like,
you like it?
I really do not mind because I sometimes couldn't handle the attention because I'd be like, I'm married, I'm with someone. I was never one to be able to flirt comfortably.
I'm not cool, man.
No.
I'm not cool.
Neither am I. So I think aging and then not having that
Bit of pressure taken off you.
Yeah, I'm cool with that.
Do you know what though? I lie. And maybe this is why I challenge it.
Yeah.
I got asked out on the street in Italy.
What are you just saying?
No, I just remember, I remember the pharmacy guy giving me that little wink, and then my son came beside me. And the flirting stopped after that. What was it, a cock block? I got cock blocked. But then I went for a walk on my own, and a guy stopped me and goes, "Excuse me, are you by yourself?" And I knew he was hitting on me.
Yeah.
And I'm like, "Yes, but I need to go. Sorry. No parle italiano." I kept walking. I'm like, "Oh, still got it.
Still got it. There you go.
Yeah, so I suppose that's why it's not so much I don't want to get hit on. That's not my goal in life anymore. But sometimes you still want that little bit of a buck up.
Yeah,
kind of
the
thing.
little
Like,
perk up.
Yeah, I just don't know. Maybe I'm in the middle of my thoughts here.
Yeah.
Because times have changed anyway. You know, when we were younger, you used to get wolf whistled. That doesn't happen. That's not allowed anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah.
I don't mind it. I do understand the backup because you do sometimes want to feel sexy or whatever, but
recognition.
Yeah, but that shouldn't have to come from elsewhere. If you feel it, and you know what's weird? If you feel it within yourself, it does come out.
It does.
No matter how old you are, I reckon. So I think probably I'm missing that
never
myself.
forget. I went to a wedding. I was in my late 20s, early 30s, and there was a woman in there. She was dancing full of life, had this aura. She would have been in her 50s, mid-50s. And everyone was just drawn to her aura.
Mm-hmm.
Women, men, whatever. And it's like, it is. It's what, if you feel good inside, you will have the magnetic.
Yes.
What's the word? Aura.
Je ne sais pas.
Je ne sais pas. That, you know, people want to talk to you and this and that.
Yeah.
So
I think that when you're younger, you sort of have that. And maybe,
naturally.
Yeah. And then maybe as you get older and it's like we're bogged down by things and perhaps this change in life, you know, we're insecure in some aspects, so that sort of goes away.
See,
I remember you said in a few episodes ago, 50s and you 40. So perhaps in the 50s when you get after we've accustomed to this change, we'll come out the other side.
We'll come out of our, like a butterfly.
Yes.
Here we come. Because I remember even when we were young, Miz, and we would each say to each other, it wasn't about how we looked, it was our aura.
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember that?
Yes.
Yeah. And so maybe it's like we are so bogged down. Maybe this is our cloak invisibility. It is a really hard word to say.
Yes.
Too many syllables.
Invisibility. Here's something that's changed, though, I think. So in society in general, it used to be, I think, that sort of when you're not of childbearing age anymore, sort of in your 40s and beyond, that you weren't really listened to much, your ideas didn't matter, your opinions didn't matter. But I think it's social media perhaps and Gen X and millennials using that we will be like, no, I will not be forgotten. I do have a voice here. Whereas perhaps when our parents' age, it wasn't like that. We'd sort of be like, okay, well, I'm done now. I'll fade into the background.
Yeah.
We shall not fade.
We shall not. Well, it's so funny because it reminds me of there's a saying or a trend going around online saying, I don't dress for the male gaze. I dress for the male gaze, GAYS. And that happened to me in Italy. I wore this hat. I bought this hat. It was like a Kubra kind of straw hat with pearls all over it. And I loved it. No one else did. I got the nickname Trendiana Jones. Mum's like, you look like Indiana Jones. My husband bumped it up and I got, you know, a bit in the ribs from it. Anyway, I'm walking by myself and this flamboyant, amazing gay guy stopped me and goes, I love your hat. And in my head, like, this is what I dress for.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I felt like I did a twirl in the street for him. Yes, because it's dressing for yourself, not caring about the male gaze who looks at you, but dressing for who you are and your personality.
But even I think on the extension of that is social media and us posting about these sort of things. And even if you think about menopause, which we've talked about in the past, how our parents' generation, they didn't really speak about it. Not only are we speaking about it, we're laughing about it because that is
we're owning it.
It is. And we also, we're the generation where we take the piss out of ourselves. So, yeah, I think we just put things out and aren't shying away from what we're going through.
Do you know what I remember growing up? Mum would say, like, she'd put on outfits, she goes, I look like mutton dressed as lamb.
Yeah.
I don't care anymore. Bring out the mutton in me, you know? I'm not, dressing like I'm 20, but I'm also.
But if you wanted to, you could.
If I wanted to, I could, but I'm also not purposefully dressing back because of my age.
Yes.
I'm dressing on how I feel. Mm-hmm. And I feel like a spring mutton.
Should I say you look like a spring mutton? I don't know. I will give you somewhere I do feel invisible sometimes. Is at home. And is it a thing of a mum thing? That's not necessarily age thing. Being part of the furniture, always being there. And especially as my kids have gotten older, because it's that thing of I'm not the main character as much anymore. But which is fine. That's just how it is. But then I'm just like the dishwasher, the clothes washer, clothes sorter, that sort of thing, but just being taken for granted. So definitely at home.
Yeah, definitely taken for granted at home. But I wouldn't say I'm not the main character here. I'm like from a horror movie. I'm like bloody Freddy Krueger around here. Everyone knows I'm here. But also it has to be that intentional wording or whatever you say to your family of not being taken for granted. You use your manners to me. You're not just going to chuck your bowl at me. Excuse me. Pulling that in. And I guess I make sure that Chucky lives on here in this household. And maybe, I'm maybe a bit more scarier now. I don't know. I'm not the sweet person I used to be.
So it's hard to be invisible when you're
nasty.
The household.
But it's funny, like when you say invisible, because I forget, like, because you get stuck into your household. I don't even forget who I am myself until I look into a mirror and have a heart attack going, did I get up and dress like that? God almighty. It's just the slog when you're stuck in the slog, or as I put it, when you're in the thick of it.
Yeah.
And you've got no choice but to survive.
Yes. Survival is it.
Survival is invisibility.
Yes, I think you're right. I think once you get out of that, not necessarily in motherhood, but like just a busy life and whatever, when you're just fighting to survive, you're a bare minimum invisible. When you have time to yourself and get out of that, flourish.
Boom.
That's the answer.
We did it. We did it. Shall we get our snorkels, Ms?
Yes, let's get them.
It is time for a deep dive, and this week we are diving deep in the waters of Tom Hanks.
Mr. Hanks the Panksy.
I say Hanks for nothing. Or is it maybe Hanks for everything?
Hanks for a lot, I think. Originally, when we started the deep dive segment, I had Tom Hanks as my first. He was the first person I had in mind because we have really, I know I've said a few times on this podcast, have grown up with him. But if you think for the movies that we first watched him in, like Splash and what have you, that's like from when we were kids. So we have grown up with him.
That's right. I always thought he was quite boring, though. I'd describe him as a bit of milk toast because he's not your typical, like a heartthrob actor.
No.
But he's a man with brains, an actor with brains, I think.
Yes. And I think
there's
maybe
depth.
But perhaps that boring facade, as you put it, makes him a perfect catalyst because he plays such a variety of characters,
Perhaps. And he has range.
He does have range.
Now, did you know this? Tom Hanks was on Family Ties. With the Keaton family, Alex Keaton.
I loved Family Ties, yeah.
Yeah. And it is actually one of Tom's forgotten roles because it was so early in the 80s, but he played Uncle Ned, Alex Keaton's alcoholic uncle, but no one knew he was an alcoholic, right? He was a bigwig with economics. Alex looked up to him. Now, Alex was played by Michael J. Fox.
Yep.
Now, what shifted with Uncle Ned was that Alex caught him drunk. in the kitchen. And this whole scene was a roller coaster going from comedy to heartbreak, comedy to sadness, comedy to aggression. In the end, Tom Hanks, or Uncle Ned, was scurrying in the cupboard looking for alcohol and ended up drinking a bottle of vanilla essence.
Cut it out, Uncle Ned. You really don't need this.
Oh, here we go. Now, it may not be Miller time, but it is vanilla time. Who's looking at you, kid?
Glad I didn't watch that as a teenager, because I would have drunk vanilla essence to give it a shot.
A hint, hint. Oh, I think, you know what, I might actually put a link to that episode in our show notes, because I would love to see that.
Yes.
Yeah, so there you go. So he showed range, because I always thought of him as young as a comedic actor.
Yeah. No, he was quite serious. Well, serious and funny in it. But also, look, I did say he was a bit boring and not a heartthrob, but he was actually quite delightful on the eye.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he had twinkly blue eyes and thick, lustrous curls.
Curls, yes.
And I was watching back, oh, there is a good-looking side to Tom Hanks.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
So one movie that I sort of remember him, not really, I think, I was young, was Splash.
Oh.
With Daryl Hannah.
Mm-hmm.
So again, I think this came out, that was in 1984. So that was his first major breakthrough role. And yeah, that was a sort of romantic comedy movie.
I don't remember much about Splash.
Yeah, so I just remember she turned into a mermaid when she got splashed.
Yes. Makes sense.
Yes.
Because I just remember her, Daryl Hannah, sitting on the edge of a pool with her flippers.
Yes. And you can just hear that.
The flapping of the flip.
That sound. The first movie that I really remember him and still love was from Big.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
That was a fantastic film.
We loved it as kids.
Absolutely. And the whole fantasy of being little and growing up overnight thanks to that fortune-telling machine.
Yes, that's when he goes on the boardwalk and he puts the money in
the Zoltar.
Something like that. I want to be big. Yeah. And then, that's right. Because then obviously he gets hired by the toy company. And, you know, even as an adult, that'd be fun, but let alone a kid in an adult's body.
Yeah.
And then having to convince his friend that it's him, and they sing that song,
Down, down, baby, down by the waterfall. Sweet, sweet, baby, sweet, sweet. Don't let me go. Shimmy, shimmy, cocoa pop, shimmy, shimmy, rap.
I think we did on the socials a while ago. I think originally I hadn't known the ending, so I just made up my own ending.
We start strong, and the memory just makes us peter out. But
yeah, that was fun.
From that movie, Big, how many of us learnt to play chopsticks?
Yes.
Because that giant
piano. Yes, I would love to. And I think if any of us Gen X millennials ever came across a giant keyboard, we'd be transported straight back to Big from 1988.
1988?
Yeah.
Wow.
So we remember that. Well, remember some of it. And then I think he sort of went on to do a lot of comedies. So I've got here Turner and Hooch.
Oh.
The slobbery dog.
Can I just say, with Turner and Hooch, like Splash. Splash, I remember Daryl Hannah. Turner and Hooch, I remember the dog.
Yeah, the slobber. Where he shakes his head. And they do it in slow-mo.
Freaking gross.
That's a lot there. This is a odd movie that our family loved, The Burbs. It's sort of like a kitschy type movie. Yeah, it's very unique, but I loved it.
I picture your family as loving The Burbs,
yes.
Joe and the Volcano.
So I don't remember Joe and the Volcano.
Oh, I picture your family liking that.
Okay.
I don't know why.
But one movie that my husband watches, not watches, but remembers fondly, but I've never really watched A League of Their Own.
I loved A League of Their Own.
Is it like a baseball or something?
It's the women's baseball team. So all the men had to be flown to war. And so they hired women to play sport.
Was Rosie O'Donnell in this?
Rosie O'Donnell, Madonna, Gina Davis. Like, it was a star-studded cast. And Tom Hanks was the grumpy baseball coach. He's like, it's all crying in baseball. But I don't know if this is what makes Tom Hanks so great. He makes other people shine. Because, again, I don't really remember him. I remember Madonna, Rosie O'Donnell.
Yeah.
Gina Davis.
Turner and
Remember Hooch? But maybe that's what makes him great.
Yeah.
He's got the range, but other people can shine around him.
That's true. That's an interesting concept. I like it.
Oh, thank you.
So, yes, a lot of comedies. And then I think in the 90s was when we sort of started to see a bit of a more serious side. And then, so we had Philadelphia, and that was in 1993, where he won Best Actor Oscar. He was starring alongside Denzel Washington, playing, it was one of Hollywood's first major films about AIDS. And it's all about the wrongful dismissal from his company because they found out he was homosexual and had AIDS.
Yes.
It was such a sad but moving and important movie. And the one scene I remember specifically is at the end because they go to his wake and the camera zones in on a family video of him when he was young. And it's just got this beautiful... I know! It gives me tingles as well.
Yeah.
And yeah, there's Tom Hanks, like from The League of Their Own, Turner and Hooch, playing it so believably well.
Yeah.
Like,
The man's got range.
it does.
And what about Forrest Gump?
I think Forrest Gump is up there with one of my favourite movies.
It is brilliant.
I absolutely love it. Jenny!
Run, Forrest, run! I got a fun fact for you.
Yes.
Did you know? So you know how Forrest, Tom Hanks had to run.
Yes.
And he needed like a body double, a stand-in, and the only person they could get was his brother Jim, because he ran like Tom. They had the same gait or the same flow.
Yeah.
And Tom said it's a Hanks thing.
Okay. The Hanks men run a certain way.
They do.
I loved his running scenes, especially in the football field, and they've got like all your stuff. But interesting about this, we've mentioned something in our Friends episode about the profit share, you know, how that did so well.
Yes.
So with Tom Hanks, he refused an upfront salary of $7 million. Instead, he negotiated a percentage of the film's profit share, which earned him an estimated between $60 and $70 million.
That's savvy.
That's done well, Tom.
I would not have known. I would have said $7 million.
Yep.
Yes, please.
Yes, please.
But he must have got some good advice there.
Must have. But,
Or his wife. What's his wife's name?
Rita Wilson.
Rita Wilson. Did you know the Greeks love Rita because she's Greek?
Ah.
And he converted to Greek Orthodoxy when marrying Rita.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Ah.
Because her and Tom...
that has to be one of the longest Hollywood marriages.
Definitely. Was it?
They're still going.
Married for over 30 years, was it, Miss?
Let's have a look, see.
Go on.
Down. Married since 1988.
1988?
Yes.
Since Big.
Yes.
Was Big in 90... Wow.
Wow.
He must have wooed her with that keyboard.
He played chopsticks at the wedding.
That's a good relationship right there. Because
especially in Hollywood, my goodness, that's unheard of.
They're pioneers, Miss, because they were the first ones to get COVID. Remember they did
that was in Australia, yeah?
Yeah. While Tom was filming Elvis, that's right. And so they released like a video online saying that they were sick and they had COVID or something.
Yeah.
And they were the first ones to get COVID.
So
and
they're pioneers, you're right.
Patient zero.
So many other great films. One I've got to talk about.
Yeah, go on.
Just because it's so unique. Castaway.
Oh, Wilson.
Yes, Wilson. Because, yeah, that's essentially 90% of the movie is him on his own talking to was it volleyball?
A ball.
Yeah.
A Wilson ball.
Yeah.
He got it out of
volleyball.
Was that when Amazon...
He was FedEx.
FedEx.
Yes, he was on a FedEx. He was the FedEx person. And he found Wilson. But to carry a whole film on your own, and oh my gosh, he lost a lot of weight. Because I watched it recently, and seeing him obviously before he crashes, and then because it goes back to like a few years later, him being on the deserted island, that must have taken a big toll.
Well, it did, because that's when what he attributes to his type 2 diabetes now.
Oh, serious?
Because he lost a lot of weight for Philadelphia, gained it, lost a lot of weight for Castaway, gained it, and he attributes that to why he has problems with his weight. And he will never do that sort of method, dramatic weight loss.
Understandable.
Again, 100%.
Yeah.
You don't want to... Health is everything, as we know in midlife.
Indeed. But I was just going to say, with Castaway, my teenage son, actually watched it recently with us, and even he was captivated by it. So, yeah, as I said, to carry a whole film, and so much, apart from him talking to Wilson, there's a lot of sections that are just quiet, no talking.
Remember, he yanked his tooth out.
Oh, yes.
And I was like, oh, when you're desperate though,
yeah.
got to yank it out.
Yeah.
One movie that I loved was Captain Phillips, and I loved it for the quote, I'm the captain now.
That is a great quote.
I say that to my kids. Mum's the captain now.
Are you?
Sometimes mutiny.
Your kids are like, I don't think so.
Well, that was one of Tom Hanks's powerful performances. And what scene always struck me was that there was an actual real Navy medic at the end, Mez.
Yeah.
She wasn't a professional actress. She was a medic. And when she had to examine him at the end, and it was completely improvised.
Okay, let me see it really quick. Can you lift up your arm a little bit? Does that hurt? A little bit? A little bit. Okay, is it tender? Go ahead and put your arm down. Okay, I need you to look at me. I need you to calm down. I need you to breathe. There you go. Deep breaths. There you go. Very good.
And Tom's emotional breakdown, it was actually felt quite real and authentic.
I'm getting tingles again because I think that must have come up on the socials recently, and just that scene in particular where he's in shock and he's like glassy-eyed, and you believe him as someone in shock that doesn't know what the hell's
disoriented.
Yeah,
so disoriented.
Tom, and we've got to obviously mention Toy Story.
Oh,
Woody. I remember going to the cinemas to watch Toy Story, the very first one. I think it was like 1997.
Far out. I took my kids just now to see. Is it Toy Story 5 now? I still can't remember. There's so many numbers. I saw them. We saw Toy Story 5 and still was like, oh, there's in my head. There's Tom Hanks.
Yes,
Woody.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, we know his voice. And speaking of his voice, you know who has the same voice as him?
Who?
His son. Well, his son, Colin Hanks. I don't know if he's got more kids, but I know Colin because he's an actor. And occasionally, like, I'll hear his voice and think, oh, that's Tom Hanks, but no, it's Colin Hanks. They sound very similar.
Oh, because Colin Hanks was in Orange County. Not the OC TV series, but the movie Orange County. And he was in other things too, but I just can't remember because, my brain.
I know. I think he's done a lot of TV stuff.
But, like, what about the romantic comedies? I don't see him as a leading man.
I'm glad you said that. I feel like this is an unpopular opinion. I can't speak. Unpopular opinion. But, yeah, to me, like Sleepless in Seattle and you got Mail, they don't float my boat.
Both with Meg Ryan.
And I love Meg.
Yeah.
I loved her in When Harry Met Sally.
Oh, yeah, she was brilliant in that with Billy Crystal.
Yes.
Again, Billy Crystal, leading man to go lust after.
Yeah, but on paper, no. Not on paper.
Even on curly hair, no. I think I have an aversion to curly hair. I'm sorry.
You were just saying earlier that the curly hair.
But I think when with Billy Crystal and Tom Hanks, when they get a bit older, nah. I don't know. Maybe it's just me and Billy Crystal.
No, see, I loved the chemistry and When Harry Met Sally, maybe it's a great film and great writing. I've watched that many times. Sleepless in Seattle, I watched once, and You've Got Mail, I watched once, and I'm not interested in watching it again. That just don't do it for me.
For me, they're more comfort watches. Like if I want something just wholesome, romantic, but I wouldn't look at it and go, oh yeah, I wish Tom Hanks was in my mailbox. Oh, pop up.
Shut your,
Yeah.
Shut your box.
Did you know?
Yeah.
Did you know that he had a typewriter obsession?
No.
He collects typewriters and he also released a typewriter app called the Hanks Writer.
What does that do?
I think it's just a collection of short stories inspired by his love of typewriters. But what I do know for sure.
You just made that shit up.
What I do know for sure is he collected typewriters.
I like that.
Ding!
And obviously, how some big actors have a relationship or ongoing relationship with their directors, like a lot of movies together. So you've got Johnny Depp, Tim Burton.
Yes.
You've got Leonardo DiCaprio with Martin Scorsese. Tom Hanks, Steven Spielberg.
No.
Yes. So you've got Saving Private Ryan, Catch Me If You Can, which I love, Bridge of Spies, The Terminal, The Post.
Can I talk about The Terminal?
Yeah.
Was he? I loved that movie when I watched it. He was by himself in it though?
Yes.
Because it was based on a true story.
Yeah. So I like that it was based on true stories, but it didn't do it for me.
Because it makes me wonder, if I was stuck in an airport because something with Australia happened, like a coup,
Yeah.
what would happen? What would I do there? Would I have the ingenuity as the person he played, Victor Narvosky? Or
What?
No,
What did he do there?
I remember him brushing his teeth. He had no money, and he was collecting money, and he eventually befriended everyone at the airport, and people would help him out.
Yeah.
You know, just that resilience. I think I would cry.
Oh.
I would have just crumbled.
You and I would cry at anything. We do cry at anything.
But Victor Narvosky and the man it was based on in real life were actually ingenious with surviving in an airport.
Good on him. I still won't watch the movie, but I appreciate it. And one movie we just got to talk about a little bit because we have to every time we come across this movie, Elvis, because he played the Colonel Sanders.
Well, he transformed for this role.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I didn't even know it was him at first.
Again, the voice. You know what I found really interesting? He would hold his cigar with, I think, between his pinky and his ring finger or something like that. It's really different way.
Comfortable.
Yeah, but I'm guessing you have to have done that to emulate the real guy.
If you see my fingers, I can't work my
I think
pinky
it's like that.
and
It's something, it's not the
my
traditional.
ring finger.
Anyway, yes. And again, he played a great sort of unlikable charlatan or, you know.
He was dodge.
He was so dodge.
Because we're used to Tom Hanks being
likable,
lovable, and he was not as the Colonel.
Has he actually ever had a role where he plays an outright villain? Because that would be interesting.
Yes, I wish you asked me that question before.
I don't think he has. Like, I'm just going through what we've written down in his movies because you know how we have another love affair with Tom Cruise and his acting, and he plays a great villain. And I think with Tom Hanks, because he is so likable, I would love to see him as a villain. I reckon that'd be interesting. That's my challenge to you, Mr. Hanks. Call me.
If anyone knows Tom Hanks, can you please send this clip
pass
to
it on.
him?
Pass it on.
Please. That's a good call out, Miz.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. What a fun episode it was.
It was indeed. We hope you liked it. Thank you to all our midlifers so much for supporting us and for listening to us every week.
We always feel so lucky with our community. So whether you're talking to us on Facebook, Instagram, whether you're DMing us or a speak pipe,
yes,
God almighty, we bloody love you.
We do. We have links in our show notes to everything. And if you want to leave a comment, follow, like, subscribe, all that, you'll find it down there. So have a look.
Have a wonderful week, everyone. And until then, bye.